NCAA career at Arkansas in 2010. She told her coach, Mark Cook, she wanted to compete as an elite gymnast for the first time in her life. She wasn't done. Mark told me that he was plenty surprised because in 34 years of coaching, he had never heard of anyone trying to do that. And he's not her coach now, but back then at the beginning of this process, he had to get certified himself to help her through the qualifiers. Mark says that he did have definite doubts that she would be able to do it, but then he pointed out, you know what, Casey Jo is Irish. She is very stubborn, and she refused to give up on this dream. And, you know, it's pretty remarkable when you think about it. She is one of just 21 young women to qualify for this championship. And I guess, John, you could say that that is a victory with a capital V.
What a great story. Great to see athletes out there that aren't necessarily expecting to be on the top of the standings, but they got something to prove to themselves. Jordan Weaver's got something to prove to herself as well, and one of our earlier favorites currently sitting in 4th place after 2 rotations.
And if everything goes as it should, Jordan Weaver will unquestionably be leading after this round because of the difficulty level of this vault and how well she's capable of performing it. Big, huge vault.
And it's a vault she needs. This has become the norm at this level of competition. It's what she needs at the World Championships.
Catherine and John Geddard, her longtime coaches. What makes this so hard is she actually does an extra half twist. And this half twist gives her 7/10 more in difficulty than the regular double full. It's just a huge, not quite as huge as that, but a huge advantage as you watch Coach Geddard right there. As I said, he has been with Jordan. They have been a team for so very long. He said she is a coach's dream.
A long wait.
Does anything
vacation right now.
and everything
We've got a long wait.
you ask of her.
And this dream would not just be Jordan Weaver's dream. John Geddard has never had a gymnast on a world team or an Olympic team, so this is big for him as well. Back over to the balance beam, Anna Lee. We saw an outstanding uneven bars routine for her. How important is it for her to make a mark on 2 events, not just one, coming into the balance beam?
Well, there's no question that if you're going to be on a team, you have to be able to contribute in as many places as possible, and really the only 2 where she can is balance beam and bars. If she punches a ticket for the Worlds in Tokyo, it will be primarily because of uneven bars, but it sure would help to have a couple of solid beam routines behind her as well.
Yeah, solid meaning stick, no mistakes. Marta is just looking for that consistency. This is pressure, but boy, you go to the World Championships, qualification for the Olympic Games in London next year. That's pressure.
Oh. Good fight there.
Now on the third side, Jessica Howe.
That bell went, that was overtime.
You get a warning, and then if you hear a bell the second time, you incur a deduction. You'll also get one for that dismount, only a double twist, a little bit too easy.
Yeah, not the top difficulty value, but you know, she stayed on, she's happy. There's a long way to go. She certainly has room to improve and perhaps throw in a few extra skills.
We saw Michaela Maroney's first event, the floor exercise, had a lot of trouble there. Now she's over to the uneven parallel bars.
She
5th
also
place after the 2nd rotation.
Also did vaulting and just knocked it out of the park. Huge vault, same one we saw from Jordan Weaver. I actually thought she got a little bit robbed on it.
Jordan Weaver, by the way, at 15.8 for that vault we saw.
Oh, golly. Unbelievable. Another error on the uneven bars, and she clips her feet again. 5/10 of a point for touching the bar like that. And I'll tell you, the Visa Championships is emotion central. It is really almost out of control on the floor. Dismount, full twisting double. A nice routine, but golly, built-in deductions and just, you know, not quick enough transition from the low bar to the high bar. Didn't really get her grips well around the bar. Had to take what's called an intermediate swing. Arthur Akopian, fantastic Soviet gymnast.
Great technician.
Galina Marinova, also coach of Michaela.
Michaela made that move over a year ago. Said she wanted to learn more.
Our gymnast who is in second place after the second rotation, Mackenzie Kakwado, gets ready for the all-important balance beam.
She's actually been pretty strong tonight.
Yeah, she was 5th at last year's national championships. One thing you can say about the collegiate scene is you compete these routines every single weekend. Huge number.
Unreal. Unreal. Looking over at Marta now, and that head is shaking in the wrong direction.
I sense a huge meeting being formed in the coming days.
Not a lot of kind words being spoken, maybe.
Serious. There's a lot of mistakes out there, a lot of unnecessary mistakes, and got to get to the bottom of it.
Well, the U.S. has just looked really, in a lot of ways, unstoppable. For like the last 10 years, they have been on fire, and this looks like a fire sale.
In the last couple quads, Tim and Alfie, the United States has really jumped out there. They won the World Championships prior to the Olympic Games, but they go to the Olympics as the favorite and don't pull out that gold medal, which ends up being a disappointment for some.
Oh, it's a disappointment for everyone. You know, I mean, that's what it comes down to. You know, a silver is fantastic, and that is such a tremendous accomplishment. But when you're capable of winning the gold and you don't, then there's a bit of disappointment there, and there's a lot of disappointment on that face right in the middle right there. I'm sure she really is a little bit shocked, to be honest, but as we have said throughout the competition tonight, it's not just tonight. We've been watching mistakes like this all week long here in St. Paul.
Rebecca Bross still maintains the stone face, trying to regroup after 2 rough events, getting ready for floor exercise. 10th place, foreign territory for this young lady.
And this is not an easy routine for her. She has a lot of very challenging tumbling passes in here. She was 1 tumbling pass away from being the best gymnast in the world champion, and she flubbed her last tumbling pass a couple of years ago at the Worlds.
way she wanted to end that routine. I mean, on the final tumbling pass, but
No, that was...
she landed all her passes.
From
everything.
where I'm coming from, that was a victory right there for Rebecca Bross, because, you know, she really, as we've said, has struggled here. But that, she did just about, she did as well as she has done. There's no question. She hasn't done better than that her entire time here in St. Paul, and she finally gets a little good job from Valerie Lukin. That'll go a long way. It's like finally hitting that driver off the tee. Brings you back.
Our leader, Allie Raisman, gets ready for her event. This will be interesting because she is in first place, but now she comes to what historically has been her toughest event.
Right, but she maintains that she is an all-arounder. She will continue to work on bars and continue to improve on this event the best that she can. She had disaster strike at the CoverGirl Classic, but was able to move on from that. So, as you said, not a strong event, but she's persevering.
Big form break. You see the legs coming apart. This is just something that Allie quite literally just wants to survive here. The training, this skill was difficult for her, but once again, I think that's as well as I've seen her pull it off her entire time here in St. Paul.
No, because you're doing very early. You need to finish the cast. You are open, contact badly, and you change here. Then you're doing cast from here to here, straight back. 5 to 9, and you'll be straight.
Moving over to the balance beam. Andrea Joyce's favorite gymnast, Casey Jo McGee.
This is her first elite event after the CoverGirl Challenge. And she does some really interesting stuff on the balance beam right there. Very cool. Have to do an element down close to the beam, and that certainly fulfills that. But what she's best known for are these turns. Watch this. A double turn right into a full turn.
And Tim, that's just her warm-up for a much more difficult spin that she has planned in this routine. Casey was one of those collegiate gymnasts. You mentioned Tim, was never injured, never competed elite, but every year in college just kept getting better and better.
No, come on. There you go. Able to hold on.
Rebecca Bross on floor of 14.85.
Very difficult tumbling pass, and what we've been seeing all night long. Here's that triple turn.
She's been doing this so well.
Remembering Betty Aquino.
Oops.
Come on. Where are you, Betty? First gymnast I ever saw do that.
Shawn Johnson getting ready to go up on the uneven bars for her next event. What an exciting competition. Not exactly what we expected, but we will have a lot more when we come back.